So, it has been some time, not a long time, but a little while since our last guest was here, and we had a blast when he joined us the last time, and I know you guys are going to love him, and he's going to make you laugh a lot. Please put your hands together for comic Langston Kerman!
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Great.
I'm happy to be back here. It's cool. A lot of white people. It's I'm comfortable. I'm okay. I'm not here to make fun of you guys. I'm actually not entirely black. I'm still undecided. I'm weighing my options. I'm not entirely black. My mother is black. My father is actually Jewish. It's a true story. My father is Jewish, which may explain why I'm so frugal with my pigment. Saving it for later. Hey, sister, I didn't even see you. Whew, so much more comfortable now. You know, a lot of times when I tell people, like, oh, I'm mixed, there are a lot of questions people ask, like, oh, was that difficult for you growing up in a mixed household? Was that a challenge for you? I'm always, I never really thought it was a big deal. Like, I feel like my parents did a really awesome job of hating each other, despite race, creed, or color. When my mother taunted my father, it wasn't because of the color of his skin, but more the content of his undercarriage. That's Martin Luther King's dream right there. If you turned his dream into a porno, that's... Growing up as a mixed kid, I did get teased a lot by my peers, and that was a real thing. And I heard all those stereotypes, and none of them were really original. None of it was really like hurtful in a real way. Like, we've heard it all before. Oh, Jews are stingy. Oh, Jews run the media. Oh, Jews get that hump in their nose from snorting nickels. Like, we've heard all of this. Some of the stereotypes you end up finding out are true. Like, growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. We weren't a very rich family, but a lot of my relatives had money. Like, my grandparents had 4 kids, all of which became doctors, except for my father. My father instead opted for he pursued a political career in socialism. That's right, socialism, the La Quinta Inn of political options. I grew up in a real socialist household, like legit socialist. I mean, even then, it wasn't the big deal that like the media tries to turn it into now. And my father didn't put murals of Karl Marx on the wall or underwear bombs in our cereal. Like, it wasn't that kind of socialism. You know what I mean? Like, at best, we had weird things that happened to us as a kid. Like, very small, weird things that went down. Like, for example, this was a real thing. I'm not making this up. We weren't allowed to stand for the national anthem. It was a real thing that we had, we weren't, and that wasn't my choice. My dad told me, I'm not allowed, what am I gonna tell him? And like, we would go to these massive sporting events. Like, I remember one time we went to a Bulls game when I was younger. Michael Jordan era, thousands of people in the United Center, thousands upon thousands. And then the national anthem comes on, and some people take their hats off, and some people will put their hands over their hearts. Some of the gays sing along. It's really a moving moment. And then they look over at us, and we're the only people sitting. Only people amongst thousands. It's me, my brother, and we're sitting with this older white gentleman. We look like a really shitty episode of Different Strokes. You know what I mean? This episode, Arnold learns to hate his country. What you talking about, William Howard Taft? Like, that's not embarrassing. It's rough. I didn't, my childhood was weird. We weren't rich. We didn't have a lot of money. And I didn't even realize we didn't have a lot of money until I got older. It wasn't something that I was aware of. And we weren't like super poor. Like, we weren't, I guess at best we were like pseudo poor, if that's the thing. Like, we were very, like, we were sort of like a homeless guy with an iPod. You know what I mean? Like, you feel bad for him, but you also really want to know where he got the new Justin Bieber album. How does he keep it charged? So many questions. The way I found out we were poor, I'll say this, the way I found out we were poor was actually a bit of a surprise for me, but it's an easy test. If I can leave you all with anything, it's an easy test for any of you that are curious about your financial situation. Here's the test, easy thing. When you go home, just open up your cupboards. Look through all your cupboards. If the foods that you once knew and loved are suddenly written in Spanish, you may have hit tough times. It's like, Mom, why is there a donkey with his shirt tucked in his underwear on our Cheerios box? And what exactly are vatos? That's, also help lower my cholesterol. The commercial's like, vatos! The whole grain oat with the tortilla chip crunch. ES Madre approved. You guys have been fun. My name's Langston Kerman.